This channel is for educational purposes only. We show you the how-tos. This should not be constituted as financial advice. Please contact a professional in that area to let you know what you should do with your money. 2024 was a season of change for me personally. I was able to nullify a good amount of debt personally. Was able to grow this channel and the brand to just under 5,000 subscribers. Thank you, each and every one of you guys, for that. We are moving towards the goal of getting further monetization through YouTube, but that doesn't happen until you get 10,000 subscribers. But personally, there was a lot of growth there. Now, there were a lot of challenges. Um, Canceling that debt was a major challenge, and some of the ways I did it, we talk about here on the channel. But the prognosis for 2025, there are some signs or some signals on the wall that I want us all to be aware of so we can stay afloat, stay in the black, and stay out of the red, like I was able to do this past year, and continue that progress forward in building your generational wealth by not getting into crazy debt. Now, again, this is not financial advice, but this is some of the things that I've done and some of the things that I'm worried about on the horizon that I want to share with you right now. First up, let's talk about the housing epidemic and crisis that has happened over the past 2 years. First, in 2023, about midway through, there was a series of evictions in the metro Atlanta and other places post pandemic, and 80,000 individuals lost their residences, 11,000 of them in 1 month in one metro county. That represented a huge amount of shifting and gentrification that was going on in these areas. These were low income areas where people just couldn't or wouldn't pay their rent. As a result, the companies that owned those properties quickly and promptly sold them, made way for new developments, and those people were out. Now, put the script to 2024, end of 2024, a lot of homes were being built during that time, right after those people were forced out. No mention of where they went when, at the time, rent for any two-bedroom apartment then and now is about $2,000 a month for a one or two-bedroom apartment at $2,200 a month on average. That said, the developments that replaced those housing projects and communities are now sitting unsold, and there's a surplus of single-family homes that are currently, in the metro area, especially in the area I'm at. What you're seeing here is a complete 180, um, completely turned around from a housing deficit to units sitting on the market for well over 270 days. And it's getting to the point now that some deals are going to be made to try to offset some of the losses. And why I say losses, because a lot of these losses are at the hands of single family rental corporations who purchased up huge swaths of these communities as an investment vehicle, and no one can afford them right now. And that is something that a savvy investor may be able to take advantage of. Now, me personally, as I said, I'm not doing the financial advising thing here, but me personally, I am looking at a few properties that I would like to take advantage of or purchase with the equity I built in my own home as a way to gain some momentum or gain a foothold in the real estate market. These prices are going to have to come down. And I think with that much inventory and so few demand, with so few people who can actually afford to buy these homes, this may be an opportunity in 2025 for those of us who are positioned well enough to take advantage of the coming. I don't want to say collapse, but there's just a bunch of homes and they're still building here. So be aware of that, not just in the metro Atlanta area. Same thing is happening in Houston, um, to a much different extent in Florida, but there are some challenges there that you may not want to deal with. But as far as investing, I think the trend continues into 2025. At least it will for me because I'm positioning myself right now to maybe take advantage of one or two of those properties. Now, let's move on to vehicles. That's the other big purchase that a lot of people are going to be making in 2025, or are they? Right now, we're looking at consumer spending kind of dropping off, and inventory levels for all vehicles, new and used, are near pandemic levels. There are 3 million plus new units or new vehicles that are just sitting on the lot. Then there you have about 2.1 million used vehicles sitting on the lot. Now, this is an interesting time. Not only do we have a lot of people thinking about getting an electric vehicle, as Tesla remains number one selling car with the Model Y currently. And I say currently because there's a lot of backlash that the company is going to be facing for some of the comments made by their uh, founder and president. But however, that said, the prices of vehicles are way too high. Lending for vehicles are way down, but not pandemic level down, but down nonetheless. And the rates are not expected to drop anytime soon. With the demand for new vehicles going down and the cost going up, a lot of potential buyers are feeling the pinch and they're not able to get in. Now, an individual like myself, I've owned my car for the past year. Again, I canceled a lot of debt this year. It's a 2019. It's a very modest car. I do need a new one. Just instead of paying for a lot of the repairs, but I'm not trying to get into any debt. So I may just uh, go ahead and repair the vehicle and the damage that it needs to be done instead of signing up for what may be 10 to 12% interest rate on a 40 or $50,000 car. That's just not financially necessary at this point in time. If I can come up on a decent car and not spend a whole lot of money and own it, then that would be the move that I'm going to make. Other than that, I think a lot of consumers are feeling that pinch and just like, I do not want to take on any additional debt. And that is one surefire way to get yourself into it by paying those increased costs for these overpriced vehicles. It'll be interesting to see what happens in 2025. I'm not expecting anything major as far as the purchasing goes. It's just too much going on for the American consumer with fear of layoffs looming. Multiple retail outlets are closing their doors. Party City being one of them. Big Lots was on the horizon, but I think there was a deal made recently, so at least some of those 700 stores are going to stay open. But it's a problem when you have job uncertainty and a lot of instability and uncertainty being injected into the market by things that are being said by the incoming admin. We have to keep an eye on it and watch your pocketbook so you can protect your generational wealth.